Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are safe at your home. Stay home and stay safe. Give more attention to your studies. In the previous class, we have learned the lesson Deep Water written by William Douglas. Through this essay, he shares about his fear of water and how he overcomes this fear with confidence and sheer determination. In the first part of the lesson, we learned about his fear of water. He was even afraid to get into the water. One day, a boxer boy tossed him into the water. While he was moving down, he planned how to save his life. This was a bitter experience for him. Then even after that, he was not even ready to go for canoeing and fishing. Now, all of you take your literature reader, page number 28, listen to the next paragraph. I used every way I knew to overcome this fear, but it held me firmly in its grip. Finally, one October, I decided to get an instructor and learn to swim. Then again, the same fear haunted William Douglas. Then finally, what did he do? William Douglas decided to appoint an instructor to teach him how to swim. I went to a pool and practiced 5 days a week, an hour each day. Then he went to a pool and practiced 5 days in a week with 1 hour. The instructor put a belt around him. Then how did the instructor teach him swimming? The instructor put a belt around him. A rope attached to the belt went through a pulley that ran on an overhead cable. He held on to the end of the rope and we went back and forth. The instructor held on the end of the rope and we went back and forth across the pool, hour after hour, day after day, week after week. The same they have done for several days. On each trip across a pool, a bit of the panic seized me. While he was doing this exercise, sometimes the same fear haunted him. On each trip across the pool, a bit of the panic seized him. Each time, the instructor relaxed his hold on the rope and I went under. Somehow the old terror returned and my legs froze. Each time, the instructor relaxed his hold on the rope. During that time, William Douglas went under. So again, the same old horror haunted him. It was 3 months before the tension began to slack. Then he taught me to put my face. Later, the instructor taught him how to put his face underwater and exhale and to raise my nose and inhale. Later, the instructor taught him how to put his face underwater and exhale and how to raise his nose and inhale. I repeated the exercise hundreds of times. Bit by bit, I shed part of the panic that seized me when my head went underwater. And at last, he learned how to do that particular exercise. Next, he held me at the side of the pool and had me kick with my legs. Then later, he taught him how to kick with his legs in water. For weeks, I did just that. For weeks, he practiced the same thing. At first, my legs refused to work. At first, he reluctant to do this exercise, but they gradually relaxed and finally I could command them. Finally, he learned how to do that exercise. Thus, piece by piece, he built a swimmer and when he had perfected each piece, he put them together into an integrated whole. Thus, step by step, then the instructor taught him how to swim perfectly. Then when he completed each piece, each step, then he put them together into an integrated whole. In April, he said, now you can swim. Dive off and swim the length of the pool, crawl stroke. At last, in the month of April, the instructor told him, now you are a good swimmer. Do one thing, dive off and swim the length of the pool, crawl stroke. That's the name of the swimming. I did. The instructor was finished. But I was not finished. I still wondered if I would be terror-stricken when I was alone in the pool. Again, William Douglas was not confident to go alone in the pool. I tried it. I swam the length up and down. But he swam the length of the pool up and down. The tiny vestiges of the old terror would return. Sometimes while he was doing this exercise, the tiny particles of the old terror haunted him. But now I could frown and say to that terror, trying to scare me. Well, here is to you. Look, and off I would go for another length of the pool. Then now William Douglas was able to face the terror with confidence and courage. This went on until July, but I was still not satisfied. I was not sure that all the terror had left. This went on until July. Even then, sometimes he was not confident to swim alone in that particular pool. So I went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, dived off a dock at Triggs Island and swam 2 miles across the lake to Stamback Island. So what did he do? Then so he went to the Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, dived off a dock at Triggs Island and swam 2 miles across the lake to Stamback Island. I swam the crawl, breaststroke, side stroke and backstroke. Only once did the terror return. Then he was not confident about swimming, so he went to the Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, dived off a dock at Triggs Island and swam 2 miles across the lake to Stamback Island. I swam the crawl, breaststroke, side stroke and backstroke. Only once did the terror return. When I was in the middle of the lake, I put my face under and saw nothing but bottomless water. Then while he was doing this exercise, at one time the same horror haunted him. I put my face under and saw nothing but bottomless water. Then he put his face underwater and saw nothing but bottomless water. The old sensation returned in miniature. I laughed and said, "Well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do to me?" It fled and I swam on. Sometimes, while he was doing this exercise, the same fear haunted him. Then during that time, he was able to face the terror with confidence and courage. So he said to the terror, "Well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do to me?" It fled and I swam on. Underline that sentence. Yet I had residual doubts. At my first opportunity, I hurried west. Then after completing all this practice, he was not so confident to do the same thing again. So what did he do? At my first opportunity, I hurried west, went up to the Titan to Conrad Meadows, up the Conrad Creek Trail to Med Glacier and camped in the high meadow by the side of Warm Lake. Then what did he do? Listen, at my first opportunity, I hurried west. He went to west, went up the Titan to Conrad Meadows, up the Conrad Creek Trail to Med Glacier and camped in the high meadow by the side of the Warm Lake. The next morning, then he camped in the meadow by the side of the Warm Lake. So what did he do? The next morning, I dived into the lake. The next morning, he dived into the lake and swam across to the other shore and back. The next morning, he dived into the lake and swam across the other side and back. Then at first, he was not confident to just to get into the water. But here, what did he do? Then he dived into the lake and swam across the lake, just as Doug Corcoran used to do. Doug Corcoran here is a famous swimmer. Then I shouted with joy and Gilbert Pig returned the echo. I had conquered my fear of water. Thus he conquered his fear of water. The experience had a deep meaning for me. Then after doing this exercise, he became so happy as only those who have known stark terror and conquered it can appreciate. Then if we have the experience like this, then only we can understand his happiness. In death there is peace. There is terror only in the fear of death. In death there is peace. There is terror only in the fear of death. As Roosevelt knew when he said, all we have to fear is the fear itself. Then all we have to, according to Roosevelt, all we have to fear is the fear itself. Because I had experienced both the sensation of dying and the terror that fear of it can produce. Then he had experienced all these things while he was practicing all these things. The will to live somehow grew in intensity. But he faced a lot of problem while he was practicing. But his sheer determination helped him to helped him to become a perfect swimmer. At last, I felt released, free to walk the trails and climb the peaks and to brush aside fear. Thus, he conquered the fear easily. Then here ends this lesson. Let's see what we have seen through this lesson. This lesson written by William Douglas. Through this essay, he shares about his fear and how he overcomes this fear with confidence, courage, determination, willpower, perseverance, and his strong desire to learn swimming. In the beginning of the essay, we have seen William Douglas was so afraid to get into the water. But at the end of the story, he was able to swim across the lakes. That means through his experience, we learned that fear is a great obstacle to our happiness and progress. Sometimes fear is a great obstacle to our happiness and progress. That means it is a negative feeling which we can overcome with strong determination and optimism. It's a negative feeling which we can overcome with strong determination and optimism. Then I think all of you understand this lesson. Read the lesson. I will send you the notes through Google Classroom. Thank you all.